So today I'm going to talk about the smart controller and what I think of it after using it for 2 weeks-ish. Stick around. What's up and welcome back everybody. My name is Original Dobo, and if this is your first time here on my channel, I do a little bit of the drone and tech related content. So if that sounds interesting at all, you may want to hit that subscribe button at the end of this video. And if you're not already, you can check me out on Twitter and Instagram. I'll have links in the description below where you can check out those things. Okay, so the smart controller, I've had this in my hands for about 2 weeks. I want to give a big thank you to DroneWorks for going ahead and sending this unit out to me early so I can review. I did go ahead and order one for myself. That finally did arrive. So I'll be using that since this one had a screen popping issue. So I want to talk a little bit about what I like about this controller, what I don't like. I'm not going to overlay it with any sort of crazy B-roll because I think that's just annoying and counterintuitive when we're talking about a product and whether or not you should spend $650 on it. So I think it's only fair that I start off with what I don't like about this controller first, and let's just dive right into it. So the first thing that I don't like about this controller is the screen. And I know you're probably thinking, well, 1000 nits, is it enough? And it's nothing to do with the brightness. It's just that it's glossy, it's very reflective, and in the sunlight, you can, pick up a lot of glare, and it just seems a little bit more reflective than that of the crystal sky. I've never found it really to be an issue. I just always angle myself away from the sun, but I still have brightness, so I'm able to see everything I'm doing. It's just, I wish they would have made it a matte finish. The other thing I had to do was go ahead and put a screen protector on here. I don't know if you can see it, but I did go ahead and find a screen protector. And yeah, I went ahead and put one on, and I would highly recommend that you do that because unlike the crystal sky, there isn't a lip around the screen to protect it if you drop it. So that could definitely be a problem. The second thing that I don't like about this controller is the fact that I cannot remove the batteries. Now, I know we have this argument every time something comes out and the batteries are not removable, but I really do feel like this, in of all cases, is a big deal. Now, when I was in Philadelphia, we flew in several locations throughout the day, starting out in Philadelphia and ending in New York. Granted, we didn't fly in New York, but you know what I mean. And I had to constantly keep charging this just to make sure it made it through the whole day. Now, typically when I don't charge this, I can get about 4 to 5 flights in, which is pretty good. But if you don't have access to a charger and this is your only controller, well, it's gonna die pretty quickly. So about 3.5 hours is my use time out of it. And that may not be a big deal to many, but me doing commercial work, I need this thing to last more. I have just connected it to a USB charger and that's fine. And you can fly with it as it's charging. So I guess there's that. And then the very last nitpicky thing that I have that I don't like about this controller is the mounts for a lanyard. You can see there's 2 bolts down here at the bottom, or 2 screw holes at the bottom. And yeah, it's just awkward because the top of the controller wants to flip down if you have a lanyard mounted to it. So I'm really hoping that somebody comes out with some sort of solution that is like a case to where we can just go ahead and mount this and not have to worry about that. But that's all for my nitpicks. Let's talk about what I do like about this. And what I like about this is how fast I can get up in the air. It's just so much more convenient than have my phone. I don't have any other cables, nothing else that I need. I just grab the controller out. As I'm walking over to my drone, I'm already pressing the power button to turn this on. By the time I get my drone unfolded and ready to go, this is on, press the drone, connect, and I'm good to go. It's really convenient. I just can't even stress that enough. Another thing that I really like is the way the sticks go in here. So the sticks sit in this sort of section here where the antenna is. And I really think this is super creative and I think it works really well. And yeah, you just never have to worry about anything. You just flip this down and your sticks are locked tight and away. So convenient, so cool. I love that. Another thing that I found really useful about this controller is when I travel with a Peak Design 20L bag. Now the Peak Design bag is a pretty small bag, but with this controller, it actually sits a little bit more narrow than the stock standard controller, and I was able to slide it right underneath my Mavic. I also travel with my Mavic in a carrying case, so it just made it easy for me to store it and travel. It was just super awesome. The only problem was when I got to TSA, they wanted me to take this out because they considered this a tablet. So keep that in mind if you're traveling through TSA with one of these smart controllers. They do consider it a tablet. Another feature that I've been finding really useful is the addition of the SD card slot. Now, I know SD card slots are nothing new for Android, but they're not always placed in a convenient location that you can easily access. With this, I can simply take the SD card out of my drone if I want to preview the footage in real time and just pop it in and I'm good to go. Also, I have a couple of photo editors on here, so I'm able to quickly and easily edit my photos right here on this smart device and then share it out to Twitter and Instagram, which, you know, is a big up because you can't transfer raw files from the drone to your phone. So that's sort of a downfall. Let's talk about overall fluidity of this device. This device is very, very sensitive and it just works really well. Using the Crystal Sky's lagged here and there on me. Nothing too terrible, but this thing is blazing fast and it's just never slowing down. I hadn't had any issues with it whatsoever in the 2 weeks that I've been using this. However, people have told me that I caused interference when they were flying next to me with this controller, so I'm not really sure what's up with that, but I definitely did cause Billy some lag when we were flying out by that beach clubhouse scene in New Jersey. So not quite sure what the deal is with that, but this controller definitely emits some interference to the standard Mavic controllers. But overall, $650, you know, when I first got this in my hands, I would say this is a hard recommendation for a hobbyist. But I think if you're somebody that just likes to travel and take their drone with them wherever they go, this is really convenient, especially if you're like me, you're always forgetting your cords or SD cards. Well, if you keep an SD card in here, you don't have to worry about a cord. So you have a backup SD card for your drone if you forget. It just works. And it's really, really convenient. And I can't even say it enough. It's been an absolute pleasure to use this and fly with this. I know it's helped me out tremendously with some of the footage I've been shooting for some of my houses to make sure it's in focus, to make sure the color's accurate. So if you're on the fence about this, I would say buy one, try it. The worst case scenario, you don't like it and you have to return it. That's what great return policy's for. And if you get one from DroneWorks, we are able to answer all of your questions on this controller and able to walk you through all the steps. But personally, I definitely think it's a big win. I know some people would probably look at this and say, you know, it's $650. I mean, really, value is different for everybody. And I think that's important to understand, is like what I value may not be what you value, but I think this is great. And I think the pros outweigh the cons. And with software, this thing's only going to get better over time. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure you hit that like button. And as always, guys, stay original.